problem. I write out what A, B, and C are. Make sure everything's set equal to 0. I'm in descending powers. I write out A, B, and C, stuff those things into the formula, and then simplify my answer. By the way, and a quadratic formula works for everything. If it factors, it works. If it doesn't factor, it works. If the solutions are imaginary, it works. So it always works. So make sure everything is in the correct form, and it is. So I really don't have to do anything there. Now in the next step, A is 1, B is 8, C is 15. And by the way, to be honest with you, before I run to the quadratic formula, I check to see if it factors, because it's much quicker if it does. The next step is to stuff it into the quadratic formula so that x is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over, make sure you have it all over, 2 times a. You notice I put parentheses in, and you might say, why? Well, if b is negative, I'm squaring a negative number, and a negative number is positive, right? So 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 15, all over 2 times a, which is 1, so that x is minus 8 plus or minus the square root of, and now I use my calculator. So 8 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 15. Now I'm just doing what's under the radical. Oh, is that cute? 4. All over 2 times a, which is 2. Now, by the way, since I'm not going to have a radical, I'm not going to have an I, that would have factored. So that x is minus 8 plus or minus 2 over 2, which leads me to 2 answers. Minus 8 plus 2 over 2, minus 8 minus 2 over 2. That's where your plus or minus comes from. So that x is minus 8 plus 2 over 2 is minus 6 over 2, or minus 3. And x is minus 8 minus 2 over 2, minus 10 over 2, or minus 5. You can't reduce the 2 and the 8. Remember, this is a good thought. That's a grouping. See, this is a grouping because of the additions and subtractions.
Would it be faster to factor instead of going?
Oh, absolutely. Except for the fact that they want us to use a quadratic formula on it. It's like, but I would always look to see if it factored first, because it's 10 times faster if it does.
If you factor this one though, doesn't it come out as positive 3, positive 5?
No. Because if I factor this guy, this is going to be x plus 5,
oh, yeah, you're right.
x plus 3. So that x plus 5, x plus 3 is going to give you your negative 5, negative 3. That's the good news. I complete the square, I come up with the right answer, right? I factor it, I come up with the right answer. I use the quadratic formula, I come up with the right answer. I come up with the same answer no matter what method I use. So that says, when you're in trouble, you can't remember one method, maybe you can remember another. Use the methods that you can remember. Plan B, plan C, plan D if need be, right? So this says make sure everything is descending power set equal to 0, so I need to rewrite this. A, B, and C. So stuff it into the formula. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a, so that x is minus 3 plus or minus the square root of, well, let's see, 9 minus 16 times 2, 23.
Is it negative 2?
Yeah. Oh, it's a negative 2, thank you. Ah, dang it. 9 times, and see, I did it in my head. Bad, Jackie. Is negative. That's not right.
If you get negative, you can do it.
I can, yeah, it's an imaginary number. Minus, and all the problem is I'm timesing instead of subtracting. Minus 4 times negative 2. Let's see if we can get it right. 41. How's that sound? And on that answer I say yippee. Why? Yeah, it doesn't simplify. It's like, I'm done with that sucker.